Welcome to Yawkey Way. Be sure and get your program. It's game 4 of a 4-game series between the Minnesota Twins and the Boston Red Sox. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. We play late day baseball here today, and the Red Sox wrap it up with the Twins. And Jerry, yesterday a tough day offensively for the Red Sox, but Xander Bogaerts continues to roll along.
He is the one guy in the offense that has been very constant over the last 10 games. The numbers have been very good for Xander Bogaerts. You can see a .472 batting average, 4 doubles, a home of 5 RBIs, and a couple of stolen bases. He's been active on the bases also. Multiple hits in 3 of the last 4 games. And when you watch Bogaerts swing the bat right now, he's getting an awful lot of hits to the opposite field, which is very good for him to use the whole field. The other thing about Bogaerts, too, is he's playing a very improved shortstop, I think, this year than he was a year ago. I think he's learned very quickly during spring training and the beginning of this year. The error totals are certainly down for him, so he's doing it all over the field, offensively and defensively.
Xander Bogaerts in the lineup today for the Red Sox. They're trying to win this series against the Twins. We're back with the first pitch from Fenway right after this. A 3 today. Dunkin' Donuts America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of your Boston Red Sox. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service, thank you, New England, for 60 great years. And by Southwest Airlines, book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Now the Red Sox taking the field at Fenway Park today, playing late day baseball. The Red Sox and Twins wrapping up their 4-game series. Let's check out the visiting Minnesota Twins lineup. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. As leading it off for the Twins is Brian Dozier at second base with Torrey Hunter, the DH. Joe Mauer at first base with Trevor Plouffe back at third base. Eddie Rosario is in right field with Eduardo Escobar at shortstop. Kurt Suzuki does the catching with Shane Robinson in left field. And Aaron Hicks is in center field batting ninth. Today's Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Stephen Wright getting the nod today. Overall, his 6th appearance, 4th start. He is 2-2 with a 3.90 earned run average, 15 strikeouts to 9 walks, and opponents hitting at .248 against Stephen Wright. The last time out, a loss against the Texas Rangers, going 5 2/3, 3 runs, striking out 4 along the way.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 8th in the American League with 32 errors on the season. Pablo Sandoval will be at third base. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. And Mike Napoli, the first baseman. Left to right, Hanley Ramirez, Mookie Betts, and Brusney Castillo. And Blake Swihart doing the catching for Stephen Wright.
Umpire and crew today. Marty Foster has a play calling the balls and strikes with Mike Muchlinski at first base. Mark Winters, the umpire and crew chief, at second base with Mark Wagner at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Here are the conditions. 60 degrees here at Fenway Park. Breeze in from right at 10 miles per hour. And the forecast for more sunshine, as nothing but blue skies above as we begin today's game. Brian Dozier standing in on the right side. And the first pitch of this one is in there for strike one. Dozier's had a good series, including his 10th home run of the year. 26 RBIs to go along with a .260 average. First career start against Minnesota for Stephen Wright. Second career game against an AL Central opponent. He faced Kansas City last year. Called by the Red Sox on May the 10th. This is his third stint up with the Red Sox this year. Foul back and below us, still 1-2.
Well, Wright will throw obviously a fastball, but just about all knuckleballs, and he'll throw them at different speeds. He'll throw a harder one, a softer one. He tries to mix it up during the course of a game.
Torii Hunter waiting on deck. That will drop in for strike three. Kind of a delayed call, but Foster rings up Dozier.
Kind of a delayed call and kind of a questionable call to start this game off. This knuckleball appeared to be up and in on Dozier, but Wright gets the strike call. There's the location of that pitch. It dips right at the end, and that's what the umpire was looking at, and he calls it a strike.
One down for Torii Hunter, who fouls this one off himself at the plate. Hunter, the DH today, 273 with 7 homers and 32 runs batted in. Twins beginning the day in a tie with the Kansas City Royals atop the American League Central. Twins winning 7 of their last 10 games for Paul Molitor. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Hunter almost coming out of his shoes after that pitch.
Yeah, that knuckleball a little bit softer that time at 69 miles an hour.
Thought about it, but lays off, and it evens at 2-2.
69 to 77 on the knuckleball. So you see what I was talking about the different speeds that Stephen Wright has for that pitch.
Ground ball softly hit towards Pedroia at second base. Hunter is out number 2. So 2 down here for Stephen Wright in the first inning, and it brings up Joe Mauer. Mauer at first base, hitting at .268 coming in with a home run and 30 runs batted in. So strange to see that average where it is for Mauer. Let's take a pitch inside for ball 1. Mauer, a career .319 hitter in the major leagues. And coming into this game hitting at .268. Now tonight after our post-game coverage, we got minor league baseball action here on NESN. The Paw Sox visit the Rochester Red Wings tonight after our Red Sox post-game coverage. Up high for ball 2, 2-1. Joe Mauer hit .365 back in 2009. As he pops one up foul ground, Pablo Sandoval has got a play, and he makes it. A 1-2-3 first inning for Stephen Wright. Red Sox are coming up. off at second base with Hanley Ramirez moving up in the lineup and playing in left field. David Ortiz, the DH, with Mike Napoli in the cleanup spot at first base. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop moving up. Pablo Sandoval at third base. Mookie Betts in center field bats seventh with Blake Swihart doing the catching. And Rusney Castillo in right field bats ninth. The Twins starting pitcher presented by New England Nissan dealers. Tommy Milone getting the nod today. His fifth start of the year. 2-1 with a 4.76 earned run average. 11 walks to 13 strikeouts, and opponents hitting at 256. As Pedroia stands in and takes ball one. Career against the Red Sox, 3 starts. 0-2 with some tough numbers. 11.85 earned run average. Popped up. Left side has Escobar by the stands, but will have no play.
The Twins defense is brought to you by DraftKings. It'll be Trevor Plouffe at third base, Eduardo Escobar the shortstop, Brian Dozier at second, Joe Mauer at first. Left to right, Shane Robinson, Aaron Hickson, Eddie Rosario, Kurt Suzuki doing the catching for Milone.
Well, Pedroia waiting here on a 1-1 pitch from Tommy Milone. And a grounder that is a foul ball, the indication. And that was right down the line, close. And Pedroia thought it was a fair ball.
I kept waiting for the third base umpire, Wegman, to make the fair call on it, but he didn't. Very close down that third base line. Let's take a look right down the line, and that is very close. Very, very close. Well, to me, it looked like it went over the bag.
I thought so, too. Thought so in real time and in replay. 1-2 pitch on the ground down the third baseline. Trickled down there. Plouffe bare hands and throws late, and Pedroia beats it out. An infield hit.
Dustin now 7 for his last 14 as he just trickles it down that third base side. Nice play by Trevor Plouffe, but not in time at first base.
Well, Hanley Ramirez moving to the 2 spot. John Farrell explained before the game the reasoning.
A guy that's swung about well against left-handed pitching. I don't want to say that this is a left-handed hitting lineup, but to get our veterans in the top portion of the order, to give them the most number of at-bats, looking to get a little bit of a spark and continue to find combinations that could potentially jumpstart us.
Trying to get this offense going. Had some good offense in game 1 yesterday. Not so much in game 2. As the Red Sox were completely shut down in game 2. Trevor May, as it worked out, and the rest of the Twins bullpen. And trying to get it going here. So Ramirez at the top of the lineup, batting second. See the Shadows making their way towards home plate in late day baseball from Fenway Park. This is sharply hit, caught at second, and Dozier took a look at first, but no way to get Pedroia. Gets back to the bag. Bad luck there for Ramirez on a hot shot, but right at Dozier at second base.
Well, the offense is going the way it is. This is luck you don't need. I mean, you can't hit a ball better than that. After you make contact and you make solid contact like that, it's out of your control after that. And the control went right into the glove of Brian Dozier.
A 1-out runner at first base. Here's Big Papi David Ortiz. Average at .227, 6 home runs, 19 runs batted in. They are not shifting here in the infield, and they keep it close here on the right side for that double play possibility. Ortiz yesterday with a couple of doubles and an RBI in game 1 of the day-night doubleheader.
I got a number for you. 3 for 7 in his career against Milone. All 3 hits, home runs.
David will take the strike. He's not buying it. It did appear to be outside. 1-1.
Cut fastball this time to the outside part of the plate. The fake bunt by Ortiz, and ball looked to be outside.
And Tommy Milone out of the University of Southern California broke in with the Washington Nationals in 2011. 3 years with Oakland, and now in his second season with the Minnesota Twins. Resides in Santa Clarita, California. Came to the Twins by way of a trade with the Oakland A's. Was a starter for the A's and was 13-10 in 2012, 12-9 in 2013. 1-2 pitch is to center field, froze Hicks, and now he comes in to make the catch. Didn't get a real good read initially, but recovered to make the grab for the second out here of the first inning.
Now that's two balls hit very hard this inning. The one by Ramirez and now the one by Ortiz, but they result in 2 outs. Line shot, you see where that to center fielder Hicks freezes, actually goes back a step, but then reads the baseball and is able to make the catch.
2 down, runner at first base for the Red Sox here in the first inning, and brings up Mike Napoli. 207 with 9 homers, 23 runs batted in for Mike in the cleanup spot today. And he takes strike 1. 2 for 10 so far in the series against the Minnesota Twins. 1 for 7 yesterday in the day-night doubleheader, and had a home run as part of the first game. Now grounds one towards third base. Trevor Plouffe coming in barehanded off the hand. A fair ball and a infield hit for Mike Napoli. So 2 of those going to Plouffe for third base. One that allowed Pedroia to reach. Now Napoli.
Well, you don't see that very often. Mike Napoli getting a infield hit. That ball rolling right off the fingers of Trevor Plouffe. So he's been tested twice in this first inning, and really nothing he could do on either ground ball. Napoli showing that speed down the first base line with the infield hit.
So 2 on, 2 down, and Xander Bogaerts the batter. 287, 2 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Pedroia at second base, Napoli at first base, 2 down here in the first inning.
You'll see nothing overpowering from Malone. A fastball that'll reach the high 80s. That cut fastball. We've seen the changeup from him.
Bogaerts with the inside out swing, fouling it off to the right. Well, it's time to vote for your Red Sox All-Stars. You can vote using the 2015 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot at redsox.com today. Be sure to vote early and often. Uncomfortable conditions here today at Fenway Park. Red Sox playing day baseball again. 2-1 backs up Bogaerts, and it's 3-1. Red Sox trying to jump on top here in the bottom of the first inning. 2 infield hits so far. 2 outs in the inning. So Sandoval waiting on deck as Malone has fallen behind Xander Bogaerts. 3-1. On the ground, a deep shortstop. It is grabbed by Escobar. Has got no play anywhere, and there's the 3rd infield hit of this inning. Bases now loaded.
Now Xander Bogaerts continues the hot hitting. This perfect placement on a changeup where there's really nothing Escobar could do except maybe make a play at third base. But good hustle by Pedroia. He looks up. There is no play there, and the bases are loaded for the Red Sox. Sandoval going lefty against lefty.
Bases filled with Red Sox here. 2 down in the first inning. And Sandoval takes strike one. 244 with 5 home runs, 17 runs batted in for Pablo. Needs 12 hits to get to 1,000 in his career. Over the inside corner, it is strike two, and Pablo didn't like that, spinning out of the box. Marty Foster calling the balls and strikes today.
Yeah, borderline pitch, but did look like a strike. Knee high at the bottom of the strike zone.
Sandoval 4 for 7 against left-handed pitching while batting left-handed. Pedroia at third, Napoli at second, Bogaerts at first, with 2 outs in the Boston first inning. Sandoval reaches out, protects plate, and carves it foul.
Good job there by Sandoval. A curveball that time that would have been probably strike 3, and he's able to reach out, make contact, and at least foul it off. That's showing some plate coverage right there by Sandoval, way out on his front foot.
In the air to center field. Aaron Hicks makes his way over. And the center fielder puts it away. Tommy Milone out of a major first inning jam. Scoreless after 1. Available at Men's Warehouse. It's on to the second inning back at Fenway. A very good opportunity there by the boards for the Red Sox. Had the bases loaded with 2 down but could not score. Sandoval flying out to center. Red Sox stranding 3. And it's on to the second inning where Trevor Plouffe, Eddie Rosario, and Eduardo Escobar will come to bat here for the Twins. Outfield straight away here on Plouffe, who hits a .262 on the year, 8 homers and 29 runs batted in. He's very solid third base and had kind of two or die plays at third base, running in on balls. It led to infield hits for the Red Sox in that bottom of the first inning. On the ground, Pedroia sprawls to his left, gets up and throws out Plouffe. Good rangy play from Dustin Pedroia.
Well, Pedroia making that play that he makes almost all the time, going to his left. Very good at diving to his left. Has plenty of time to stand up and make that underhand sidearm flip, I should say, to first base to get the out.
Four in a row retired by Stephen Wright. Here is Eddie Rosario. That'll drop in there for strike one to Rosario. Right fielder hits up over 300 at 302 and rides an 8-game hitting streak coming in at 407. Number of Twins fans making the trip here to Fenway Park. There's a lot walking around outside coming in today. Twins travel well, and they are here for the final game of the series. Rosario with multi-hit games in 3 of his last 8 starts. That's now with Escobar waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. Rosario down by way of the K. Second strikeout for Stephen Wright.
Knuckleball again for Wright. The strikeout high for Stephen is 4, which he has done 3 times. They see the lack of rotation and that ball going away from Rosario.
So 2 down here in the second inning, and that takes us to Eduardo Escobar. On the ground to shortstop, Xander Bogaerts rounds in behind it. Little double pump, but still gets it there in plenty of time. Another 1-2-3 inning for Stephen Wright, scoreless from the Fens. Seventh in the Red Sox order. John Farrell explained before the game.
In Mookie's case, he's gotten pitched to over the past 3 weeks, where there seems to be a clear-cut approach or pattern in which some pitchers are using against him. Moving him down to the 7 holes just to give him a little bit of a breather. We fully see him as a top-of-the-order type of guy, and confident he'll get back to that. But this is a little bit of a breather for right now.
So here he is, leading off in the bottom of the second inning, out of the 7 spot. Followed by Blake Swihart, Rusney Castillo. And really, Jerry, his case is not unusual, and the teams will make adjustments on guys once they realize what perhaps some weaknesses are.
Well, for me, I mean, the 2 things that John's talking about are fastballs away and a lot of breaking balls to Mookie Betts.
Goes down the right field line. This will fall fair. Over to play it is Rosario. Betts heading for second base without a problem, standing with a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the second inning.
There's a good example right there. The first 2 pitches to Betts in that at bat were both away. First pitch was a fastball. Second pitch was a changeup. And he's right toward the end of the bat, dropping it down that first base line for a 2-base hit. So that's what he's been seeing a lot of, and I think that's exactly what Farrell was talking about in his press conference. We've noticed it up here that, especially against right-handers, a lot of fastballs away, a lot of breaking pitches.
So Mookie with the leadoff double. Here is Blake Swihart. He'll take strike 1. Swihart hitting at .236 to start the day.
Going to try to move Mookie to third base with less than 2 outs. Think about hitting the ball to the right side of the infield.
back to the mound instead, and Malone looks the runner back, throws to first for out number 1. Swihart not getting the job done there.
Looked like a hard pitch to move the other way. It appeared that fastball was in, and that is a difficult pitch to move to the opposite field. You'll see the pitch inside. He tries to bring his hands inside the baseball. He's trying to go to the right side, but it goes right back to the pitcher. Here's location of the pitch, and when you're trying to go the other way, that's really not the pitch you want to swing at, unless you have 2 strikes on you.
There's Rusney Castillo batting out of the number 9 spot, and they had bets picked off there, but Dozier not cutting in.
Well, this is the time you think about stealing third base. So with 1 out in the inning, base stealers like to go against left-handed pitching because you know they're looking toward first base side. Their back is to that runner.
Rusney coming in hitting at .211. No homers and 2 runs batted in. Ball and a strike now to Castillo. 1 for 8 so far in the series against Minnesota. 0 for 5 yesterday in the 2 games. On the ground towards third base, Plouffe will look Betts back and then throw to first for out number 2. So Betts will lead off double, still at second base with now 2 down in the inning.
Early in the game, Trevor Plouffe very busy down at third base. A couple of slow grounders that ended up being base hits. This time hit hard enough where he get the out at first base.
There is Dustin Pedroia, reached on one of those infield hits to Trevor Plouffe at third base. Total of 4 Red Sox hits here in an inning and 2/3. As a pitch will surround the plate but miss. .213 with runners in scoring position. 4 for his last 8. Improving in that category. Ahead 2-0. Pedroia 5 for 9 in the day-night doubleheader. And a 4-hit performance in the first game, going 4 for 5. And he takes a strike that time. 2-1.
Not the kind of pitch you want to swing at a 2-0 count. You're looking in a certain zone. If you don't get that pitch, you take it. And this ball was a little bit inside to Pedroia, down and in.
Pedroia fouling it at the plate. A full count now. Gulf Electricity, they're powering Fenway, the home of the Red Sox, and they can power your home for less too. Visit GulfElectricity.com today. Mookie Betts doubled to begin the inning. Since then, Swihart has grounded back to the mound. Rusney Castillo has grounded out to third. Now the payoff pitch. And Pedroia takes it down low for ball 4. First walk given up by Tommy Malone. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, all with a 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games, including the Yankees. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS.
Mention the Yankees, Don. They are in first place in the American League East. Tampa Bay second, Toronto third, and then Boston and Baltimore 5 games back.
2 on, 2 down for Hanley Ramirez, who sharply lined out to the second baseman Brian Dozier in the first inning, and he takes strike one. Ball and a strike to Ramirez. Red Sox have had some opportunities. They left the bases loaded in the first inning. Now have 2 on here in the second inning with 2 outs. Kind of a check swing grounded by the mound, and nobody's covering first base. Rounding third was Betts, and now he is hung up, but he will score. Errant throw, and Betts just keeps coming home. Made a base running mistake in the beginning, but it turns out that it works out for the Red Sox as they take a 1-0 lead.
And that is a huge break for the Red Sox. First of all, Hanley's going to beat it at first base because nobody was covering there. And Mookie Betts rounds third base, They make the throw. They got him hung up. And right there, Trevor Plouffe cannot hold on to the baseball, and Betts gets a break and scores. That's a good heads-up play by Mauer right there. He knew he had no play at home. Betts, who had rounded third base, was figuring there was going to be a play at first base, but Plouffe could not hold on to it.
Plouffe charged with an error at third base that allows the run to score. First and second, 2 down. Now David Ortiz with a chance. And into the shift here and under the glove of Escobar to left center field. Around comes Pedroia. Red Sox take a 2-0 lead. It appeared that Escobar was going to make that play, but it gets underneath the glove, and the Red Sox take a 2-0 lead.
It certainly did. He didn't have very far to go to the backhand to make that play, but the ball finds its way underneath the glove. You see where he's playing, and really only 1 step or 2 to his right. Deflects off the glove. Pedroia comes around and scores, so some poor defense being played this inning by the Minnesota Twins.
Error charge to Escobar. 2 miscues in the inning have directly led to 2 Red Sox runs. Now Mike Napoli with the Red Sox on top 2-0. Napoli with an infield hit, his first time up. Ramirez at second base. David Ortiz at first base. With 2 down and 2 runs in. Napoli with a ferocious swing there and a miss. Strike 2. It's Mother's Day baseball around the majors today. Baltimore and Houston tied 2-2 in the 7th. Oakland has already beaten Detroit 7-5. Everything else is tonight in a late schedule in the majors. Napoli in the cleanup spot today, trying to clean up here with 2 outs in the second inning. On the ground down the line at third. Plouffe has got a very long throw from foul ground, and it's off the mark. Everybody's safe. He ended up a few strides in foul ground after he gathered that ball. And the throw is going to pull the first baseman Mauer off the bag, and everybody is safe.
Yeah, as far as he had to go to make a play on this, which is very far, and from where he has to throw it from, I believe this is probably going to go as a base hit. Trevor Plouffe down the line. He's on the grass, and he makes that throw across the diamond, has to rush it. Napoli hustling down the line. He'll beat it. And Napoli picks up the base hit, his second hit of the ball game.
Second infield hit of the ball game. Don't see that every day from Mike Napoli.
I told you about that speed.
Well, the pitching coach out here for the Twins with the bases loaded. And really, this is not Tommy Milone's fault to this point, as there have been 2 miscues in the inning. You'll see a pair of Red Sox games this summer with the 2015 Red Sox double play packs. Create your own package by selecting from a Yankees game and another summer date. Visit redsox.com/doubleplay to get yours today. 8th batter of the inning for Boston is Xander Bogaerts. He reached on an infield hit in the first inning. Malone, who had to throw 22 first inning pitches, has now thrown 22 second inning pitches. Not out of it yet with Ramirez at third, Ortiz at second, Napoli at first. On a strike to Bogaerts. Lunging after that pitch. Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck, hoping to get a chance here in the second inning. So far, Red Sox have plated 2 runs, with Betts and Pedroia both scoring in this inning. Bogaerts skies one to center. Playable for Aaron Hicks, who makes his way in and puts it away to end the inning. Red Sox take advantage of a couple of miscues, take a 2-0 lead. So check in with Gary Striesky. Gary?
Guys, we're going to take a quick trip to the summer of 1987. The month is August. We're in Milwaukee, and so are the Cleveland Indians. Now Twins skipper, then Brewers DH, Paul Molitor riding a 39-game hit streak into that game. They weren't even supposed to play because it was so rainy, riding that hit streak, and saw it come to an end after going 0 for 4 to the hands of then rookie pitching sensation for the Indians. Yes, Nobody other than John Farrell making his second big league start ever. He was the guy behind Molitor's streak, coming to an end, struck Molitor out once, got him to ground out twice, and a pop-up. Never even left the infield. The game went into extra innings. Yes, the Brewers ended up winning, but John Farrell stopped the streak. I talked to both of those men. Listen, Farrell at the time was only 25 years old, so the very next day during batting practice went up to Molitor and asked for his autograph, got it on a ball, says he still has that ball somewhere in his house.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. So it's now a Hall of Famer's signature as Kurt Suzuki with a base hit to right field. First base runner today for the Twins. And, of course, Paul Molitor over 3,000 hits, 3,319 to be exact. 10th most all time.
He had one of the most compact swings you'd ever see. He hardly even took a stride. He would just kind of pick up his heel, his left heel, and place it back down. That was pretty much his stride. Very quiet head and a very quick bat.
On the other side, looking over the major league career for John Farrell. His best year, a 14-10 season for the Cleveland Indians in 1988. 14-game winner. Was with the Indians 87 through 90, then was in California for 2 years, back to Cleveland, and part of a season with the Detroit Tigers.
Had some arm injuries to deal with throughout his career.
Rolled over foul here. Well, Saturday morning dining playbook comes to you from the Cask and Flagon. It's the ultimate place to grab a bite before you go to a Sox game. Plus, catch a Fenway Frank-Off as Billy and Jenny go head-to-head. See who wins Saturday at 9 a.m. on Dining Playbook. Lead runner on here for Minnesota. And a liner foul down the left field line off the facade and back down again. Shane Robinson getting the start in left field, came in defensively in the ball game last night in left field. Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader last night, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Shortest 9-inning game since 2013 for the Red Sox, as this check swing fouled back.
And we didn't even get paid for that game last night. I mean, that wasn't even like going to work. 215, are you kidding me?
The club's last 3 games have gone 221, 233, and 215. I mean,
now you just jinxed us, you know.
Well, I know we're going to play 6 hours here today.
We will pay at some point. There's no question.
It has been amazing. Is this one down to third base, nicely picked by Sandoval. The second for one. That's it. As Pedroia took a look, but no chance. Shane Robinson with good speed.
And nice quick reactions by Sandoval. You see him low in his stance, and most third basemen are like that because the ball gets to him so quickly. Sandoval to the backhand, quickly pops up to his feet, and they get that force at second, and Pedroia realizes there's no chance to get the double play. But when you watch a lot of third basemen set up, they'll be very low to the ground because that first step has to be so quick.
Swinging a foul tip. The last time the Red Sox had a longer stretch of games of 2 hours and 33 minutes or under was a 4-game run back in 1990. Left side, and Bogaerts to the backhand. He'll go to second, and it'll be just in time. Almost looked like they weren't going to be able to get that lead runner as Robinson got there quickly.
Yeah, showed good speed, good hustle getting from first to second, and Pedroia had to act like a first baseman and stretch out to make this out at second base. You see him stretching out. He's not thinking about 2. He's thinking about just getting that 1 out. Become a first baseman when you can't get 2.
So 2 down here in the inning. Hicks at first, and here's Brian Dozier. Have to be careful with Dozier. Not your average leadoff hitter. Has 10 home runs. Lifts it in the air here to shallow center. Bogaerts going out. Betts coming in. And Mookie takes charge and makes the catch that ends the inning. 2.5 done, 2-0 Boston. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Now, Meg Ryan's last day with the Red Sox, in charge of social media. The last few years here with the Red Sox, moving on to the San Francisco 49ers into the NFL. Wish Meg the best. Phone blowing up right now on social media as we head on to the bottom of the third inning. Pablo Sandoval leading it off. Sandoval, Betts, and Swihart. On the ground softly towards Dozier. And Sandoval retired for the second time today, this time 4-3. Well, check out Jordan's Furniture Mattress Factory Collection, made right here in New England, just like the national brands, but at local prices. Queen size sets start at just $299. Visit Jordans.com for details. One out in the third inning for Mookie Betts. He doubled and scored in the second inning. Red Sox getting 2 runs, both scoring on errors. Twins making 2 errors in the game. Head to DraftKings.com/Nesson for an opportunity to throw out the first pitch at a Red Sox game. That's DraftKings.com/Nesson to play for free. One-two pitch will bounce in, and it is 2-2.
It's one of the few curveballs Malone has featured so far in this game. Basically, it's been fastball changeup. This time he bounces the breaking ball.
Line and caught by Brian Dozier. Fully outstretched. A great grab by the Twins second baseman.
I'll tell you what, we have seen both second basemen in this series, Pedroia and Dozier, make some terrific plays out at second base. That ball is slicing away from Dozier, coming off the bat of the right-handed hitter. There you'll see the slice, and he's able to go completely outstretched and catch the ball before he hits the ground, and then hold on to the baseball when he does hit the ground.
2 down now for Blake Swihart, getting his second look at Tommy Malone. Grounded back to the mound in the second inning to Malone.
Remember last night he thought he had a broken bat. They were checking on it. Well, he had one in this at bat. I wonder if that's the same one. I mean, that's a well-used bat right there. That's been around, got a lot of pine tar on it.
High fly ball to left field. Shane Robinson looking up as that ball rides out of here. Blake Swihart's first home run, and the Red Sox take a 3-0 lead.
Take that other bat and put it in the fire. New bat comes out and Swihart goes deep. Good solid contact at the sweet spot of the bat and high home run.
Rusney Castillo with a swing and a miss for strike one. So Blake Swihart puts the Red Sox on top 3-0. Alltown, New England's premier convenience retailer, is committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Visit alltown.com for a location near you. Now ground ball to shortstop. To the backhand goes Escobar. The throw in time, and the inning is over. Swihart homers. The Red Sox take a 3-0 lead. Feels great, especially when all you have to do to get $100 is open an Eastern free checking account. Learn more at easternbank.com/free checking. Now Blake Swihart going deep for the first time gives the Red Sox a 3-0 advantage. Torii Hunter leading it off here against Stephen Wright. And a first pitch strike. Torii Hunter grounded out to Pedroia at second base, 0 for 1 in the game.
Wow, how about the movement on that knuckleball right there? That ended up being almost like a curveball. It dipped down and away from Torii Hunter so much. Lack of rotation, as you can see, and watch this thing take a right turn.
That was a lane changer. 1-2 pitch is going to miss. 2-2.
You pull that one out about 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Lane changer. You like that?
I stole that from Ron Coomer.
Yeah,
Minnesota Twin Ron Coomer. Lane changer. I like that. This is on the ground. Foul outside of third. You get it? Changing lanes. Lane changer.
Yeah, I don't want to correct you on that, but
Yes.
I think what he means is you throw that two-seam fastball and it starts out straight and then it comes back in.
Well, that would also be a lane changer.
That would be. I think that's what he meant by a lane changer.
Well, I think it applies a couple of different ways, at least how I use it. Now that I've made it my own.
You can use it any way you'd like.
Right, that's my point.
I mean, there's
It's
a right
not
way
mine.
and a wrong way, you know.
I stole it from Ron Coomer, though. So you're saying what I'm saying is wrong.
Right.
This has popped up. Fouled off to the right. Swihart gives chase. It's back into the seats.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
See? Well, he could have just said that instead of.
I tried to say it nicely. I tried to give you an explanation of a lane changer.
Okay.
And you would not go for it. So
no, because I called it something else with that pitch because that was not a two-seamer. That was a knuckleball, clearly.
That's correct.
And I yet applied the lane changer. This is lined off the glove of Sandoval down there at third. And Torrey Hunter is going to be aboard here to begin things in the fourth inning. Outshot. Sandoval could not play it down there at third, and it is a base hit for Torrey Hunter.
Second base hit of the ball game. Suzuki had one, and now right down that third base line goes Hunter, right off the glove of Sandoval. And once it gets past him, no doubt it's going to be a base hit.
Second time lead runner has been on for Minnesota. There's Joe Mauer, fouled out to the Red Sox third baseman Pablo Sandoval in the first inning. Now join Pedro in Cooperstown this July. VIP travel packages, including transportation, hotel accommodations, induction tickets, and more are available. Visit redsox.com/2015 HOF for details. No one to Mauer. And a swing and a miss. Big swing by Mauer. Go to first and back. Almost coming off the bag was Hunter. Almost went too far back and over it.
Well, sometimes you catch the corner of the bag as you're going back casually and you slip a little bit. There's Torrey Hunter almost going off the back side of the bag. You know, you're talking about lane changes, and the truck brings up a good point. I think that we're still trying to figure out what Daisuke and the gyro ball was. I never really saw a gyro ball, and I don't know what a gyro ball is. No one has come along and thrown one since then, and I didn't see any when he was here. So what was the big deal about the gyro ball?
Well, apparently it was a myth, as it turns out, because we even did a song about it. Remember they had the Daisuke soundtrack?
It was crazy. He came over, he had 15 pitches, including the gyro ball. And I'm going, oh my God, as an analyst, I'm going, how am I going to do this?
And we did the gyro ball song. Remember I said something like it could be, it might be, and then we both yelled gyro ball. But yeah, we never saw it. And then this goes into center field. Stephen Wright had a chance for a double play. Now a throw to third is going to be late. And now the Twins are running around here a little bit with the Red Sox making some bad defensive plays.
Yeah, you know, and Wright had himself in pretty good position to make a throw to second base too. He just makes a bad throw. I mean, that ball's up around his eyes. He just hooks it. Bogart's in good position right there, but obviously the throw behind him, nothing he can do. So defense in this game has not been stellar so far.
They're in charge of the pitcher, Stephen Wright, first and third now, nobody out. A chance to have two outs and nobody on. Instead, here in a jam.
As you like to say, he yanked it.
Yes.
And he yanked it to second base that time.
There's Trevor Plouffe, rounded out to second base. 9 of 11 from third with less than 2 outs. Been very good in this category. Fouls it off, and Swire wasn't sure where it went. Hunter at third base now with Mauer at first base. Nobody out here in the Twins' fourth inning. Bouncing in, Swihart doing a very good job to block that and kept it relatively close to him.
That's when you really earn your money as a catcher catching a knuckleball. Well, that's no question about that. You have to slide over to his right here, and fortunately bounces up and down that first base line, which held Mauer at first base. So the double play still in order.
In there for strike two, evens now at 2-2. Infield hit for Torrey Hunter got it started. Then you got the miscue by Wright, first and third. 2-2 pitch. And a grounder back to Wright. They've got hung up here, Torrey Hunter, and now Wright will tag him for the out as Hunter retired. And Stephen Wright ended up running right at him.
Well, that's the correct play for Torrey Hunter. You've got nobody out, and the one thing you don't want to have happen is a double play in this situation. So you go from third base. Excellent play by Wright as he goes directly at Hunter and makes him move back toward third base. That's where you want him going, back in that direction. They get the tag out. Goes two men on base at first and second, but a big out for Stephen Wright.
2 on, 1 away, and Eddie Rosario the batter. Rosario lifts a fly ball to left center field. It's carrying well. It is going to be Ramirez on the edge of the track, tagging up at second, and moving to third is Mauer. But now there are 2 outs. So Hanley getting back there to make that catch. Rosario's 0 for 2.
Ramirez covering the ground to his left. That ball hit very high, and when it's high like that, sometimes the wind takes over, the breeze, but that time fairly routine for Ramirez.
There's Eduardo Escobar, grounded out to shortstop in the second inning. Right down the middle for strike one. Popped up left side. Xander Bogaerts calling and catching out number 3. Stephen Wright gets out of the jam. It's 3-0 Red Sox. Just open an Eastern free checking account in the month of June and you'll get $100. Learn more at easternbank.com/free checking. A beautiful day here at Fenway Park. Lots of sunshine. No shortage of sunshine. And the Red Sox have a 3-0 advantage as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Top of the Red Sox order to lead it off as Stephen Wright getting himself out in and out of a jam. Charged with a throwing error in that inning, but worked his way around it. Pedroia, Ramirez, and Ortiz to bat here in the 4th inning. Pedroia's been on twice today, a single and a walk, and has scored a run. Popped up foul and out of play as Pedroia finds himself in the hole, 0-2. Hanley Ramirez, then David Ortiz to bat here in the home half of the 4th inning. Malone giving up 2 runs in the 2nd, both unearned runs. And then the solo shot to Blake Swihart in the 3rd. Pedroia hits one high and deep to left field. Back goes Shane Robinson looking up, and that ball is gone. Dustin Pedroia with his 8th home run of the year puts the Red Sox on top 4-0. 2nd home run surrendered by Tommy Malone of the day.
Once again, this ball's going to be inside, and it's also going to be up. And, you know, we've talked about this in spring training, Don, and it was quite evident in spring training that that injury that Pedroia had really took away from his pull power. And it is back this year. There's no doubt about that.
That's 7 all of last year, has 8 now this year. Oh, wild swing and a miss for Hanley Ramirez. Alltown, New England's premier convenience retailer, is committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Boston Children's Hospital. Visit alltown.com for a location near you. So leadoff home run for Pedroia. And Ramirez takes a look at ball 1. Bouncing in for ball 2.
Tried the curveball this time, but not even close and not even tempting for Hanley as it almost hit him in the toe.
Now a fly ball headed out towards left center field. Aaron Hicks makes the catch for the first out of the inning as we check back in with Gary.
Guys, a lot of moving and shaking at the top of this Red Sox lineup. That being said, our Scion poll question asks you, who should be the number 2 hitter for the Red Sox? Text Sox 1 if you think it's Mookie Betts, Sox 2 Dustin Pedroia, Sox 3 Hanley Ramirez, or Sox 4 other. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates, those may apply. Text help if you need it. Visit NESN.com/terms for all that fun legal stuff. Guys, I'm going Sox 5, whoever's going to hit in the number 2 spot.
Oh, Gary. Wow, throwing stuff out there. Going number 5 on us.
I'm going Pedroia. I think I prefer him in the 2 spot.
Well, yeah, but things have to straighten out first. I mean, you know, this lineup's going to get going, and Pedroia's hot right now, so you like him in the leadoff spot. He's setting the table as he should as a leadoff hitter. But I'm with you, Don. I think that once things get straightened out, which is hopefully soon, you can put Dustin back where he's most comfortable, and that is in the 2 spot.
One down here in the inning. The shift on for the Twins as Ortiz takes the pitch outside. Trevor Plouffe, the third baseman, coming to the right side of the infield. Ortiz grounds it foul. Want to be part of the live studio audience of Dining Playbook? You can on June 10th at Duskin Kitchen in Burlington. Billy Costin, Jenny Johnson, and Chief Food Taster Joe Farrow will be there filming an episode. Visit NESN.com/Tuscan for tickets. This is back towards the mound, and Malone, kind of a soft toss to first base, and time to get Ortiz 2 down. Vote for the Amica Pitcher of the Week at NESN.com/Amica. Enter to win a $100 gift card from NESN to the Yawkey Way team store. 2 down in the 4th inning, and Mike Napoli 2 for 2 in the game, and both infield hits to the third base area, and Trevor Plouffe. On the ground, down the line at third, a foul ball again in the direction of Trevor Plouffe.
Well, Mike Napoli so far today, 2 hits and both infield hits. 1 down the third base line that Plouffe could make a play on, and then pulling the ball down the third base. The long throw by Trevor Plouffe, but not in time to get Napoli at first base.
Pops it up first base way and foul ground for Joe Mauer. Makes the catch to end the inning. A leadoff home run by Dustin Pedroia. A 4-0 Red Sox lead. In June, Aetna will donate $250 to the Boston Healthcare for the Homeless program through their continued efforts in the local community. Aetna is helping to build a healthier world, one city and one strikeout at a time. Now Pedroia homers. Red Sox take a 4-0 advantage into the 5th inning for Stephen Wright. Red Sox out hitting the Twins 8-2 in this game, and it is the bottom third of the Twins order. Suzuki, Robinson, and Hicks coming up for Minnesota. Suzuki with a single to right field in the 3rd inning has 1 of 2 Twins hits, the other belonging to Torrey Hunter. They missed by a lot. 2-0.
Back-to-back fastballs will start off this inning by Stephen Wright.
This time gets it in there for a strike, and it's 2-1.
That was a little bit of a lane changer they ought to have done.
I didn't think it was a two-seamer, was it?
Started out middle plate, went inside.
Thought it had to be a two-seamer.
Well, it wasn't a knuckleball. It was that was a fastball by him.
Right.
He had thrown 3 in a row.
Right. Thought it was a four-seamer, wasn't it? Not a two-seamer. I thought you said it had to be a two-seamer.
No, it could have been a two-seamer. I thought it changed lanes.
2-2 pitch. Is line to left and in for a base hit for Kurt Suzuki, who is now 2 for 2. Are you looking for ways to entertain employees or clients? Take them out for a night at Fenway Park to watch your beloved Red Sox. Visit redsox.com/groups for more information. Lead runner on here for the Twins in the 5th inning. Lots of sunshine today at Fenway Park. As the shade now and the shadows taking over the home plate area. Shane Robinson reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, and a swing and a miss there for strike 1. Got a piece fouling it back. Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after tonight's game. Tom Caron and Tim Wakefield will have highlights. You'll hear from Stephen Wright and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? Fouled off again, and it hangs at 1-2. Red Sox will be hosting the Oakland A's beginning tomorrow night. Wade Miley against Scott Kazmir in game 1. Joe Kelly and Jesse Chavez going in a 4:05 game on Saturday. Buck Holtz and Kendall Graveman going in the finale. Sandoval and foul ground has room and makes the catch for the first out here of the 5th. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Children's Hospital Boston towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. 1 out, 1 on for Aaron Hicks. Hicks reaching on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning, 0 for 1. In the air to left field, struck well. Hanley Ramirez going back, and he'll make the catch on the track. Back to the bag at first goes Suzuki. Hanley back there on the dirt of the track, handling out number 2 of the inning.
That ball left the bat, and I thought it was going to carry a little bit deeper than what it actually did, but Hanley makes the play on the warning track.
Get immediate care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station, located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. BIDMC is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. 2 outs, Suzuki at first, and Brian Dozier takes strike 1. Dozier 0 for 2 from the top spot of the Twins order. Struck out looking in the 1st, flied out to center in the 3rd. Dozier's down 0-2. Torrey Hunter on deck. There are 2 outs here in the Twins' 5th inning.
I'd be curious. Tim Wakefield, of course, in the studio for the pre and post game shows. If we see a lot of knuckleballs from Stephen Wright that almost end up going like curveballs, breaking away from those right-handed hitters.
Ground ball to short, barehanded, and trying to barehanded was Bogaerts. Glances off that bare hand. Dozier reaches. Suzuki takes second on the base hit.
That just to do a die play there for Bogaerts as he tries to barehand it. But here's another one that breaks away, as you can see. And I'm curious, and Wake can probably answer this after the game, if that's intentional, if that's something that you can do with a knuckleball. We see it quite a bit with Wright. I noticed it more with Wright than I did with Wake when Wake was pitching. Wake seemed to be more up and down with his knuckleball, and it seems like Wright has quite a few of them almost break like a curveball away from right-handed hitters.
Hunter hits one high and deep to left field. That ball is back, and that ball is gone. A 3-run home run for Torrey Hunter, his 8th home run of the year. And with that swing of the bat, the Twins are back within a run.
Well, that one didn't break away from Torrey Hunter. That one stayed pretty flat, about letter high over the plate. Watch the location of this knuckleball. It didn't do very much at all. And Torrey Hunter loses it very quickly. Yeah, there's not much movement on that particular knuckleball there, and right into the power of Torrey Hunter. He knows he's got a 3 spot on the board when he makes contact.
His 8th round tripper of the year, a frustrated Stephen Wright. And a 1-run contest now. It is 4-3. Joe Mauer bats here with the bases empty and 2 down. Sliced foul off to the left, out of play. Torrey Hunter has gone deep here in the top of the 5th inning. Now another foul off to the left, and Mauer down 1-2. The living museum that is Fenway Park. 1-2 pitch is up high, and it's 2-2.
That time he tried to take something off it. 67 miles an hour.
On the ground right side, Pedroia to his left. From a knee, throws out Mauer. But the damage done. Torrey Hunter with a 3-run home run gets the Twins closer. It's 4-3 Boston. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. 3-run home run for Torii Hunter. Gets the Twins within a run. It's now 4-3. Red Sox on top of the Twins as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Xander Bogaerts, Pablo Sandoval, and Mookie Betts to bat here in the inning. Bogaerts 1 for 2 and an infield hit in the first for flying out to center field in the 2nd inning. In there for strike 1. Tommy Milone giving up 2 runs in the 2nd, a run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th. And his pitching line brought to you by our Eastern Lexus dealers. Malone wanted it, but it is a ball on his 80th pitch of his outing. Ball and 2 strikes down to Bogaerts. Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck. Ball 3 had been 0-2, but now a full count.
I tried back-to-back change-ups and missing with both of them. This time he misses inside with the change. I'm sure he wanted that ball down and away.
Foul down the right field line, out of play. We'll do it again, 3-2. Red Sox and Twins conclude their 7-game season series here today. The last 4 coming here at Fenway Park. Red Sox are 2-4 against the Twins so far this year. There's a line drive base hit for Xander Bogaerts, and a good at bat for Xander. His 2nd hit of the afternoon.
Now the hot streak continues for Xander Bogaerts. We highlighted him in our open today, how hot he's been, and he gets his fastball inside, cleans it out. We've seen him take balls that are over the plate or away, go to the opposite field, spraying the ball all over the ballpark right now.
Lead runner on here for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 5th inning against the Twins. 7 for 13 in the season series. And they got him picked off here. Now he's going to try to run back to first base with the throw. Getting him as he is finally picked off.
Now, you know, you've heard me talk about this a lot, Don, but if that happens, my preference is that the runner continue on at second base, try to line himself up with whoever's going to catch the ball and hope that the ball hits you in the back. Very little chance of getting back safely to first base on a play like that.
Now Pablo Sandoval taking a pitch outside. 0 for 2. He's fly to center, grounded out to second base. Action for the Twins for the first time today. Ryan Presley is up as Malone works here in the 5th inning with 1 out in the inning. Three balls and a strike to Sandoval. Mookie Betts waiting on deck. Fly ball to left field, and Shane Robinson out there in left. makes the catch for the second out of the fifth inning. Well, it's time now for the Geico Red Sox moment. All season long, Geico will highlight the 1975 Red Sox in honor of their 40th anniversary. In their 55th game of the 75 season, the Red Sox beat the Royals 4-3. Luis Tiant threw a complete game and got the win, while Fred Lynn hit a 3-run home run for the Red Sox.
Fred Lynn in the ballpark today in the Legends Suite.
2 down for Mookie Betts. That's with a double in the second inning. Came around to score the Red Sox first run. Lined out to second base in the third inning. Squib foul off the end of the bat. We'll do it again. 0-2. Line foul over by Brian Butterfield in the third base coach's box and beyond. Have a son or daughter who wants to learn more about baseball or their favorite Red Sox players? Visit NESSONClubhouse.com. It has videos, games, and a whole lot more. It's fun, free, and easy to use. Visit NESSONClubhouse.com. 0-2 pitch outside.
I think they should do a show where they do everybody comes in from a little league team or a group and has Gary Streisky hair. I think they should do a show like that.
1-2 pitch inside. You know when they do that split screen of Gary and I in the open?
Yes.
And Gary's moss is just flowing.
It's unbelievable.
And mine is flat and goes nowhere.
Well, how do you think I feel?
I mean, it's just not a good shot. This one is fouled off to the right. You get him with his flowing moss and me with my stuff, whatever this is. There's no lift.
Well, at least you got some stuff.
I was asking him about how do I get that? That's what I want.
Is it cool to have hair this big? Are we in the 80s? Do we have big hair these days?
No.
I just don't know what else to do with it. You know what I mean?
You have fabulous moss. This is to third, and Plouffe makes the catch that ends the fifth inning through 5. Red Sox lead at 4-3. A Red Sox final presented by Uno's. TC and Tim Wakefield recap the day across Major League Baseball. Sixth inning back at Fenway, and Stephen Wright back on the hill. 78 pitches deep into his outing. Trevor Plouffe leading it off here for the Twins. Rolls it over foul for strike one. Plouffe 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second base and grounded into a fielder's choice. Twins getting 3 runs last inning on the 3-run home run by Torrey Hunter. It was a glancing blow that time. 0-2. Pitching line for Stephen Wright. Brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5+, 5 hits. A 3-run home run by Torrey Hunter. No walks and 2 strikeouts. Now a fly ball to center field, sending Mookie Betts back. Still going as he makes the catch for the first out of the 6th inning. H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation, which helps children battling cancer, students trying to afford college, soldiers returning from war, kids playing in little leagues, and families in need of holistic, comprehensive health care. This is the work of the Red Sox Foundation. One away for Eddie Rosario. 0 for 2. He struck out swinging and flied out to left. Stephen Wright's longest outing in the big leagues this year, 6 1/3, was in the victory against the Angels. Ground ball down the first baseline, a fair ball, and Napoli will tag the bag. 2 down. They'll bring up Eduardo Escobar. Escobar has grounded to short, popped out to short, 0 for 2 today. Most pitches thrown in a game by Stephen Wright, 110 pitches. Did that in 5 2/3 and a no decision at Oakland against the A's. Oakland on their way here to Fenway Park to be in the series tomorrow night. They have defeated the Detroit Tigers today 7-5. On the ground left side, it is cut off by Sandoval. Plants and throws wildly into the Red Sox dugout, and they will give Escobar second base.
You could see that as soon as it left the hand of Pablo Sandoval. He's ranging to his left, and then when he goes to get the grip on the baseball, he gets the crow hop step, but then right out of his hand, you could see the ball was going to go sailing up over the head of Mike Napoli. Elbow dipping down a little bit, causing that ball to rise, and man at second base with 2 outs now, error on Sandoval.
So now the Twins have 2 errors and the Red Sox have 2 errors in this game. There's Suzuki, who was 2 for 2 against Stephen Wright today, as he takes strike one. Single to right in the 3rd, single to left in the 5th. Foul back, and Wright jumps ahead here, 0-2. Suzuki now, if the inning does continue, Shane Robinson on deck. Shadows now encompassing the base of the mound. Home plate has been in the shadows for a while now as we play late day baseball. Outside for ball 1. Look out. That one slipping, and it's up near the head of Suzuki.
We're going to move a little bit quicker because this knuckleball's at 77 miles an hour. And Suzuki with a little bit of a late reaction to that one.
Matt Barnes up for the Red Sox. That was just his first warm-up toss. Not been up long. Wright got the first 2 outs of this inning before the miscue at third base by Pablo Sandoval. It's Escobar into scoring position. Now a 2-2 pitch coming up here to Kurt Suzuki. And a liner towards right center field. It's going to get down for a hit. Cut off by Castillo. Round from second comes Escobar, and this game is tied 4-4. So costly errors in this game for both sides have led to runs, and it is tied up 4-4.
Yeah, there was an error back in the 5th inning. Eventually the 3-run home run by Torrey Hunter. An error with 2 outs here in the 6th inning by Sandoval. And now the 3rd hit of the afternoon by Suzuki. Suzuki's had a very nice approach today against the knuckleball.
Now grounded towards third base. Sandoval's going to go to second base for the force out. That ends the inning. But the Twins get a run and tie the game 4-aside. This year, Bob will donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund for every game saved this season. Everybody saves at Bob's. Bob's Discount Furniture, quality, choice, and value. Learn more at mybobs.com. 4-4 now the score, and a new pitcher on for the Minnesota Twins. Tommy Malone leaves after 5 innings. In charge of the 4 runs, 2 earned, as Ryan Presley takes over now for Minnesota. 15th appearance, 3-1 with a 2.93 earned run average. 14 strikeouts to 6 walks, and opponents hitting under 200 against Presley at 182. So the Red Sox had a 4-0 lead. That is now gone. Paul Molitor's team has come back to tie it up, as the Red Sox come back to bat here in the 6th inning. Kurt Suzuki on a 3-hit day, driving in his 4th run to tie this game. Blake Swihart leads it off. Swihart grounding back to the mound in the 2nd, homered in the 3rd inning. Ground ball towards Dozier at second base for the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, tomorrow at 5:30, it's Friday Night Fenway, presented by Budweiser. TC will have an exclusive on-field interview with Red Sox manager John Farrell. Budweiser, brewed the hard way. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. One out here in the 6th inning for Rusney Castillo.
Well, Malone did what he had to do. I mean, he got called up to make a start. He fell behind early in this ball game, but leaves the game with the score tied. So the Twins have to be very happy about that.
Fly ball right field. Rosario out there in the sun field makes the catch for the second out of the 6th inning. Two up, two down here against Presley, and it's back up top for Dustin Pedroia, whose solo home run his last time up put the Red Sox at the time on top 4-0. And for Pedroia, his 8th home run of the year. Seven home runs all of last year, and home run number 8 of this year for Dustin Pedroia.
It's on top of a high inside fastball that time for the home run.
And the series against the Twins now 8 for 15 is Dustin Pedroia. Big day yesterday, and game 1 of the day-night doubleheader, a 4 for 5 showing. Grounder foul has him down 1-2. And the Ramirez waiting on deck. Just joining us, Ramirez batting in the 2 spot today for the Red Sox. Fouls it off to the right, out of play. The last inning we saw Matt Barnes up. He is still up, but has now been joined by Junichi Tazawa. While the Twins pen is busy as well. Brian Dunsing, left-hander, up. Red Sox starter Stephen Wright, 92 pitches through the first 6 innings of work. Strike 3 call. Pedroia froze in there. Didn't think it was strike 3. 4-4 game through 6 from Fenway. Presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC, Tim Wakefield, and Jim Rice will preview the upcoming series against the Oakland A's. Back at Fenway Park, game tied up 4-4 as we head to the 7th inning. pitcher for the Red Sox. Junichi Tazawa into the game. 26th appearance. 0-1 with a 1.57 earned run average. He's logged 23 innings, 21 strikeouts during that time, only 4 walks. And opponent sitting under 200 against Tazawa at 195.
It's a little bit different here, seeing him in the 7th inning. Usually it's an 8th inning guy, but Farrell wanted to keep the Twins off the board here, and they go to Tazawa in the 7th inning.
Tazawa finished the second game of yesterday's doubleheader last night. Aaron Hicks leads it off for Minnesota and takes ball 1. Hicks 0 for 2 from his number 9 spot in the Red Sox order. Tazawa last night with a scoreless 8th inning, 1 strikeout in his appearance.
Again, we see Sandoval at third base and very, very close, trying to take that bunt away from Aaron Hicks.
Foul tipped in. It's a ball and 2 strikes. So Stephen Wright today ends up going 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 2. Wright will not be part of the decision today. Had a 4-0 lead in this game, and Twins come back to tie at 4-4. Had trouble with a couple of the Twins. Torrey Hunter had 2 hits, including the 3-run home run, and Kurt Suzuki has 3 hits today off Stephen Wright, and that includes the RBI single in the 6th inning that tied the game 4-4. To right field, and a base hit, a leadoff single for Aaron Hicks to begin the 7th inning. It's time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Tom? All right, Tom, thanks very much. Of course, the Red Sox next road trip will be to Baltimore, where they will see the Orioles next week. Brian Dozier bats here with Aaron Hicks at first base. Nobody out in the 7th inning.
No sign of a bunt at all by Dozier. That's because he's got home run power. 10 home runs on the season. Taking a long look down at third base for the signs. Hicks can run at first base.
Tazawa stepped off, looked him back to the bag, bluffed to throw. Tazawa's been very good in the last 13 games. A 0.79 earned run average. 1 earned run in the last 11 and a third innings pitched. And a strike in there to make it 1-2 to Dozier.
It's that curveball we've been talking about, Don, that's been, in my opinion, much improved this season than it has been in the past. Gets a little flinch there from Dozier on the breaking ball. You see the release out of the hand and the spin going away.
Dozier with a foul tip held onto by Swihart for strike 3. Tazawa's first K, 1 down.
A good pitch by Tazawa. He goes to the breaking ball, a soft pitch away, and then back in hard with the fastball inside. Foul tip into the glove of Swihart.
One out, one on. Torrey Hunter coming up. For the first, and back to the bag is Hicks. Torrey Hunter back in the 5th inning with 2 men on, able to take it out of the yard against Stephen Wright. His 8th home run of the year. RBIs 33, 34, and 35. That put the Twins only a run back. They'd end up tying it up with a single run in the 6th inning. And here we are, 4-4. Hicks takes off. The pitch is inside, and the throw not in time. A stolen base for Aaron Hicks.
And you could tell he was going. I mean, he was inching. You can see right there towards second base. A high pitch, almost like a pitch out really for Swihart, except it was to his glove side. But a very good jump at first base by Hicks. There's the high throw to second base. The hand gets in before the tag.
So now in scoring position with one out here in the 7th. Red Sox have further action in the pen. Tommy Lane warms in the pen.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Hunter will take that for a strike, and it evens at 1-1.
Split fingered fastball that time for Tazawa, but it stayed up a little bit higher than I think he would like it. This ball actually ends up being a pretty good pitch to hit. There was not much movement on it at all, but just being off speed, Hunter takes it.
Fouled back, a ball and 2 strikes. Aaron Hicks single to begin the inning off Tazawa. Dozier struck out. Hicks steals second base. Now Torrey Hunter down on the count, 1-2. And Tazawa now backs off. Big gap out there in left center field. Mookie Betts well into right center. And a swing and a miss as Hunter goes lunging after that pitch, and Shinichi Tazawa with back-to-back strikeouts.
Now that's the curveball we were talking about, Don. And you know the other thing right now is you mentioned the shadows, and when you're in the darkness like that, it's always the breaking ball that's hardest to pick up. It's very difficult to pick up the spin on the baseball. Now you can see what the hitter's looking out at, kind of a bright background, but dark around home plate in the pitcher's mound.
They're going to put on Joe Mauer here and take their chances with Trevor Plouffe. So Mauer intentionally walked with 2 outs and a runner at second base. First base open. So the intentional free pass. Mauer down to first base. Well, tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. TC and Tim Wakefield, as well as Jim Rice, will preview Wade Miley's start against the A's. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. 2 on, 2 down here for the Twins in the top half of the 7th inning. And Trevor Plouffe coming up. 0 for 3 in the ball game. He is grounded out to second, reached on a fielder's choice, and has flied out to center field. In there for strike 1, and Plouffe didn't like it.
He'd like it a lot less if that was a strike 3 call, I can tell you that. That ball very borderline. Going Tazawa's way.
Swihart kept it there for an extra second for Marty Foster to get a good look, but called it a ball. Hicks at second, Mauer at first. Strike two.
There's another one that Trevor Plouffe is not real excited about. Breaking ball. Again, just barely getting that strike zone.
Nika Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. Swing and a miss, and Plouffe strikes out. The Twins strand a pair. It's 4-4, seventh inning stretch from Fenway. Park in June, Aetna will donate $250 to the Boston Healthcare for the Homeless program. Through their continued efforts in the local community, Aetna is helping to build a healthier world, one city and one strikeout at a time. Bottom of the seventh inning in a 4-4 game. Hanley Ramirez leading it off here for the Red Sox. Ramirez, Ortiz, and Napoli. Ryan Presley back on the mound again here for the Twins at a 1-2-3 sixth inning, and recorded a strikeout of Pedroia to conclude the sixth, and back out there to start the seventh. Strike called, 1-1. Hanley with an infield hit back in the second inning, and a 1-for-3 day today for the Red Sox left fielder. Ramirez back up the middle into center field, a base hit to get the bottom of the seventh inning started.
Now second hit of the day for Hanley Ramirez, moved up to that 2 spot today, had a base hit back in the second. Now gets a curveball. They want it away, but it stays out over, and Hanley takes it right back up the middle for the base hit. Tried to kick it, did Presley. Could not make contact with it, and right there, Hanley trying to get the dugout going.
Well, Paul Baldor making the pitching change here as Brian Dunsing has been in the pen for him, and he's coming in. by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. The local Subaru dealers. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. And by the Scion TC. Lots of sunshine in Boston today. The Red Sox and the Twins. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Red Sox have the lead runner on. And the Twins making a pitching change as they bring in the lefty Brian Dunsing to face the left-handed hitting David Ortiz. And Dunsing gets strike one into Ortiz. Dunsing in his career has held lefties to a .237 average. His 20th appearance, 2-0 with a high 7.59 ERA. David 1 for 6 against him with a single in his career. Fouls it back and finds himself in the hole, 0-2.
7 years in the big leagues for Dunsing, and all of those with the Minnesota Twins.
Originally drafted by the Twins, 3rd round of 2005. Casey Fiend, the right-hander, up in the pen for the Twins. Ortiz pops it up foul and out of play off to the left. Runner at first and Hanley Ramirez, the responsibility of Ryan Presley. Just left the game in lieu of Brian Dunsing. Shift on in the infield here for the Twins. They keep it tight to the infield as that bounces in for ball 1. Double play possibilities here for Minnesota. Bring the third baseman Trevor Plouffe from third base to the right side. Ortiz, a little bloop behind the mound. In comes Escobar racing in, and his throw is in time to get Ortiz. But to second base goes Hanley Ramirez. That had all kinds of spin on it in the air as it lands in behind the mound.
I don't think I've ever seen David Ortiz hit a baseball like that. He got jammed big time on the fastball and just pushes it out between the pitcher and Escobar. Escobar with the bare hand still throws Ortiz out at first base, but Ramirez, who had a tough call at first base, do you go, do you stay home because of the way the thing was blooped, ends up in scoring position. It looks like one and done for Dunsing.
Just in to face the lefty, and with Mike Napoli coming up, he's going to go get Casey Fiend, does Paul Molitor, as he pieces together this 7th inning. And he does make the change. Dunsing one and done as he goes a third of an inning and retires the only Red Sox that he faces in Ortiz. And the Ramirez moving to second base, still the responsibility of Ryan Presley. Now the Red Sox today adding Alejandro Diaz to their roster. Not in the game right now, but John Farrell talked a little bit about what we can expect from the addition of Alejandro Diaz.
For the most part, with 3 right-handed hitting outfielders, we've got a chance to get him in the mix. He'll come off the bench initially. We've got to get him back up to game speed. It's been 7 or 8 days since he's last seen live pitching. But a guy with a pretty clear track record and one that will give us that versatility.
So actually a pretty comfortable transition for Alejandro Diaz. Obviously very familiar with Fenway Park, playing here when he was a member of the Baltimore Orioles. And it's actually going to be kind of weird. The very first road trip he's going to be a part of with the Red Sox is actually going back to Baltimore when the Red Sox open up a 3-game set Tuesday through Thursday. Now, whether or not he actually plays in those games as a pinch hitter or a number of the outfield positions, he says he can certainly help on an everyday basis with one aspect of the game, knowing the starting rotation position like he knows them. If any of the Red Sox hitters have questions, whether it comes to scheme or what pitchers like to throw in any given situation, De Aza pretty much says, I'm an open book. If they have questions, I will have the answers. Jerry, I'm sure you can elaborate on this, how effective that little inside information can actually be when it comes to matching up a hitter with that pitcher.
Very effective, especially if it's guys that you're not that familiar with. You know, the Red Sox and Orioles play so much that they pretty much know the opposing pitchers and what they throw and how they attack them. But there are certain guys that you don't know as well, and a lot of those guys come out of the bullpen. And that's where a guy like De Aza can come in become very helpful to Red Sox hitters on how they try to attack the Red Sox hitters.
Well, Mike Napoli standing in here against the new pitcher Casey Fiend into the game. 13th appearance, 1-2 with a 3.38 earned run average, 7 strikeouts, no walks, and opponent sitting at 235 against Fiend. 4th pitcher of the day for Paul Molitor. Go ahead run and scoring position at second base, and Hanley Ramirez. Napoli will take ball 2. Napoli 2 for 3 against Casey Fiend, and that includes a home run. Napoli thought about it, didn't pull the trigger, and that ends up being right down the middle. Napoli now with Bogaerts waiting on deck. Red Sox in a tie game here as they bat in the home half of the 7th inning. Ramirez gets his walking lead off second base. Napoli able to hold up on a pitch away for ball 3.
I'm sure Napoli's happy about that. The last couple of games, he's had a few of those outside fastballs called strikes on him.
Aaron Thompson up in the pen for the Twins. Already seen 3 relievers out of that pen. Napoli on the ground to third base, and Plouffe now going to run down Hanley Ramirez and tag him for the out. Had to go into a full sprint to get Hanley, and runs him down as Ramirez was headed for third with the play in front of him for some reason.
Yeah, not good base running there by Hanley. The play is in front of him. He is in scoring position already at second base, and Trevor Plouffe, I think, was surprised when he looked up and saw Ramirez trying to go to third base. So a base running blunder right there by the Red Sox takes a man out of scoring position.
So Napoli at first base on the fielder's choice, 2 down in the inning, and it brings up Xander Bogaerts. Couple of hits today, a single in the first, fly down to center in the second, and then single to left field in the 5th. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and away.
Cut fastball that time. Late movement on it that fooled Xander Bogaerts.
Bogaerts fouls it off to the right out of play. Finds himself down 1-2. And be sure to follow NESN on Instagram to see all things behind the scenes this Red Sox season. Follow NESN at Instagram.com/NESN. Two hands. Two down, Napoli at first base, and Xander Bogaerts down 1-2. And this tie game. Bogaerts lifts a fly ball down the right field line, headed towards the stands, and a foul ball. Be sure to download the Red Sox schedule into your favorite desktop, web, or mobile calendar program before it's too late. Visit NESN.com/schedule now. Mike Napoli at first base with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Napoli represents the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 7th. There he goes. Bogaerts swings and sends it towards right center field. That's going to get down. Napoli keeps running. The center fielder Hicks is up and throwing, and they're going to try and score Napoli. Throw to the plate, and Napoli will be out. Trying to get him in with 2 outs, and Napoli is thrown out at the plate. This game remains tied 4-4. A bit of a game changer there, brought to you by T-Mobile in the play at the plate. Red Sox electing to try and score Mike Napoli all the way from first base on this single.
Yeah, at first it looked like Butterfield was going to put the hands up to stop him, and then he waves him on, and it's not even close. I mean, Napoli out by about 7 feet going into home plate. I think Napoli was even surprised to see the go-ahead sign. He stopped, he slowed up a little bit, but that didn't make a difference because he was going to be out by a lot. So a couple of base running mistakes in that inning for the Red Sox really hurt him, and you know you can't blame Napoli on that. Obviously, he's just taking direction from the third base coach.
Well, the Red Sox have a new pitcher as Tommy Lane becomes a third arm used today by John Farrell. 19th appearance, 0-1 with a 2.87 earned run average, 13 strikeouts to 6 walks. Opponent sitting at 214 against Lane. Eddie Rosario leading it off and taking strike 1. Rosario 0 for 3 today. Strikeout, a flyout, and a groundout.
This has not exactly been a well-played game today.
No, on either side. Now Twins committing 2 errors in this ball game, both coming in the second, leading directly to 2 Red Sox runs. Matt Barnes, who had been up earlier in the game, back up again. Bouncing in, ball 2. Red Sox have made 2 miscues of their own in this contest and tied up 4-4. Rosario, Escobar, and Suzuki scheduled to bat in the 8th inning for the Twins. With the game in the balance right now. Popped up foul off to the left out of play. There is Escobar waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. He was bailing on that as he was swinging, and Rosario strikes out.
Yeah, Lane comes from that angle that is very difficult for left-handed hitters. He kind of slings that ball up to home plate, and then to make it worse, you go with that slider. And, you know, for left-handed hitters, it's very difficult from that angle to keep that shoulder on the baseball. It really is.
Rosario's out number 1 by way of the K, and here is Escobar, who takes the strike. He's grounded to short, popped out to short, reached on a 2-base error committed by Pablo Sandoval in the 6th inning, and he would come around to tie the game after that miscue by Sandoval. Sandoval's had some key errors in games lately, unfortunately, for the Red Sox. This one fouled off to the right, out of play.
Well, somebody's going to win this game today, but I can tell you that you won't use it for a highlight film for an instructional anytime soon. That's for sure.
Pablo had the error that opened the door for the Texas Rangers to walk off with a win last Sunday in Texas. Close pitch. Ball and 2 strikes to Escobar. Lane Boyer up now for the Twins. They have used Presley, Dunsing, and Fine so far out of their pen. Swing and a miss, and Lane is able to strike out Escobar. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tommy Lane, 2 down.
Now back in the 6th inning, you've got the error at third base by Sandoval as he overthrows Mike Napoli at first base. That ball goes in the Red Sox dugout. Man in scoring position, and Suzuki picking up his 3rd hit of the day, driving in the run to tie the ball game.
And Suzuki 3 for 3 in the game today. 2 singles to right, 1 to left. And batting here with 2 outs and the bases empty. Well, I showed you Boyer a moment ago warming. He has now been joined again by Aaron Thompson back up for the Twins. And a left-hander and a right-hander.
Now they may have Thompson come in and face Sandoval to start the inning. He had been throwing, so only a couple of pitches to get loose again.
The left-right matchups late in this contest. Last 5 outs for Red Sox pitching, all strikeouts. Between the 3 for Tazawa, 2 this inning for Lane, prior to the walk here to Kurt Suzuki, who's on base for the 4th time today for Minnesota. This will bring Carl Willis, the pitching coach, out.
I think John Farrell gets asked every day about Carl Willis and what he has brought to the Red Sox pitching staff, and he's very careful in what he says, obviously, because he's very fond of Juan Nieves when he was here. But he says Willis has a way of communicating with pitchers, not overbearing, but the type of guy that is very comfortable to talk to and has a good relationship with the pitchers on this Red Sox staff.
You can't argue with the results that he has had on the staff since taking over. Shane Robinson takes a pitch down and in. Robinson has reached on a fielder's choice, fouled out to Sandoval at 3rd, and grounded into another fielder's choice in the 6th inning. So an 0 for 3 day for the Twins left fielder. Now Lane, who just walked the last batter, falls behind 2-0. Kurt Suzuki at first base with 2 down here in the 8th.
One danger spot on the field right now is right field. It's that time of day where the sun really shines in that right field area, as you can see. Rusney Castillo has to deal with that right now.
That'll bounce in. Swihart plays it on a hop. Rusney with the sunglasses on and plenty of sun in his eyes. That's a strike, and it's 3-1. Ball 4, back-to-back walks now for Tommy Lane with 2 outs in the 8th inning. And that'll bring John Farrell out as Lane with a back-to-back base on balls. All of a sudden now the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Twins. After 2 quick strikeouts of Rosario and Escobar to begin this inning. Today, Tommy Milone, the starter for the Minnesota Twins, goes 5 innings, 9 hits, 2 earned runs of the 4 runs that he allowed in the game. Stephen Wright ends up giving up 4 runs. 3 of his runs were earned. Neither will be part of the decision today. Dustin Pedroia 2 for 3 with a solo home run. Blake Swihart gets his first home run. And Torrey Hunter had a big 3-run home run, his 8th home run of the year, as we are tied 4-4.
Let's go back and take a look at the 7th inning for Red Sox, which turned out to be a disaster. First of all, a bad base running play here by Hanley Ramirez as he runs into an out. Now, remember, he's in second base in scoring position, and the Red Sox try to score. Napoli all the way from first base on a little bloop that's made by the center fielder to the second baseman, and the Red Sox running themselves out of an inning in the 7th.
Now 2 down, runners at first and second, and Aaron Hicks, the batter, facing the new pitcher Barnes, and he lines one to left right at Ramirez, who makes the catch. The ball appeared to be rising at Ramirez as he makes the catch out there. So Barnes 1 pitch and the final out of the top of the 8th. 4-4 game. at 4-4. And the Red Sox here in their first Sox game. Fans here at Fenway Park enjoying what has been an interesting day of baseball so far. And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher on for Minnesota as Aaron Thompson is that new pitcher. He's the 5th arm used today for Paul Molitor. And his 26th appearance, 0-1 at 3.42 earned run average, 14 strikeouts, 7 walks, and opponents hitting at .233 against Thompson. Pablo Sandoval leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th inning, 0-for-3 today. Flied out to center, grounded out to second, flied out to left. In there for strike one. That'll bounce in for a ball, 1-1. Red Sox closer up in the pen. Hoping the Red Sox can grab a run here in the 8th, but likely coming in either way at home in a tie game. Ground ball softly hit towards Dozier at second base, and Sandoval is the first out of the bottom of the 8th inning. 0-for-4 day today for Pablo. So one down brings up Mookie Betts. Mookie with a double back in the second inning. Sensentis hit the ball hard twice. Lining out to second base, lining out to third.
Trevor Plouffe, the third baseman, playing very close to that third base line, trying to prevent the ball down the line for a double. Mauer off the first base line.
Line towards right center field, and that's going to get down. Over quickly is Rosario to play it, and it'll hold Mookie Betts to a one-out single here, his second hit of the day.
Rosario really played that charge that hard because he knows Betts can run, and it felt like maybe Mookie might try for two. Nice swing right there by Betts, inside out swing, and puts that line drive into right field. But watch Rosario charge this ball very hard to make sure Betts does not get to second base. Now the cat and mouse game between the pitcher and Betts. Or a little hit and run with Swihart. Maybe try something with one out here.
Swihart grounded back to the mound in the second, homered in the third, and grounded out to second in the 6th inning. Swihart gets time from home plate umpire Marty Foster. Aaron Thompson just into the game, dealing with Blake Swihart. Now back in the 3rd inning, Blake Swihart switched out bats. One fractured, gets a new one, and in the first pitch, drives it out of the yard for his first home run. The time gave the Red Sox a 3-0 advantage. They would lead 4-0. But now tied up 4-4 as they check on Betts at first base, diving back head first. 8 out of 10 in thefts on the year. I think it's Red Sox catcher to hit a home run since Rich Gedman back in 1982. Outside for ball 2.
Well, again, they're in a very good position if they want to put a play on now. 2 balls, no strikes. Even if this is a strike 2-1, certainly Swihart in control of the count.
Swihart takes ball 3, and it's now 3-0. Taking a strike is Swihart. It's 3-1. The lead at first for Betts as he gains it again, and it's held on by Joe Mauer. A check on him again and diving back again.
That's the best move that Thompson has, and now Betts has seen it twice. Comes a little bit toward home plate, but clearly that step is toward first and not a balk move at all.
Swihart takes strike 2. He thought that was ball 4, and it was a close pitch.
The changeup on the 3-1 count.
In the air to right field, falling fast. Rosario running fast, and he almost overran it coming in so hard. But he makes the catch for the second out. A big out there, 2 down.
Very strange to see the right fielder out there right now with that sun and not have the sunglasses on. They're on top of his hat, but still able to make the catch. 2 strikes. He came in a little bit more shallow, expecting a defensive swing. He got that and got that little bloop pop-up. Sudden not an issue for Rosario there.
So 2 down. Rusney Castillo the batter, 0 for 3 from the number 9 spot in the order. And a foul off to the right for strike 1. Grounded out to third, grounded out to short, and flied out to right. In the dirt, gathered by Suzuki. And it's a ball and a strike now to Rusney.
Nice backhanded play there by Suzuki, especially with the man at first base. Keep him out of scoring position. Breaking ball, it's going to be down, and he backhands it.
The throw over this time. Betts crossing over to get back to the bag. No dive. We are ready to go in the 9th inning. Two and one.
Now the Mookie's going to go. He's probably going to go on this pitch here.
Back to the mound as Thompson fields and throws and is out of the 8th inning. We head to the 9th, tied 4-4 from Fenway. We head to the 9th inning. It'll be the top of the Twins order facing the Red Sox closer in a tie game at home in the 9th. As Koji Uehara appears in his 20th game of the year, 2-2 with a 1.59 earned run average in save opportunities. He used 11 out of 13, but 19 Ks on the year to 6 walks, and opponents hitting at 140 against Uehara. So it'll be Dozier, Hunter, and Mauer. Anybody gets on, Plouffe will have a chance in this tie game in the 9th, as Dozier 1-for-4 in the ball game, had an infield hit in the 5th and scored a run. He'll take strike one. Fastball right out of the gate from Uehara. And be careful with Dozier's power. Dozier have 10 home runs. And finds himself down 0-2.
Uehara going to the split-fingered fastball, keeping it down and away.
Too far outside for ball one. Uehara got his 11th save of the year Tuesday night against the Twins. This one to left field, sending back Ramirez, and it's off the scoreboard. Hanley plays it quickly and gets it back in very nicely to keep Dozier to a long single.
Now that was played very well by Ramirez. That ball hit hard off that scoreboard, and Hanley able to play it on the one hop and keep Dozier at first base. That's a good angle on it right there, and from glove to throwing hand to second base very quickly. That's about as comfortable as we've seen Hanley play that left field wall.
So lead runner on here for the Twins in the 9th inning. Torii Hunter the batter. And Hunter will take strike one. 2 hits in the game, an infield hit to third in the 4th, and then the big 3-run home run in the 5th inning. It was off Stephen Wright, and at the time brought the Twins back within a run. They would tie it up the very next inning. And neither team has scored since the 6th inning. Hunter fouls it off to the right and is down 0-2. Now for Torii Hunter, his 8th home run of the year. RBIs 33, 34, and 35. 4 runs allowed by Stephen Wright in his outing, and 3 on that last swing by Torii Hunter. Fouled again off to the right, out of play.
That time Uehara elevating the fastball at 87. Glenn Perkins, the closer for the Minnesota Twins, getting loose in their bullpen. There's that fastball going up the ladder on Hunter, and he's able to foul it off by design.
On the ground, left side, Bogaerts to the backhand, knocks it down, and then throws to first, and it is late. It throws to second, rather. It is late as Dozier is able to reach, and it's a base hit for Torii Hunter in the infield.
Yeah, I'm not so sure, and we see it hit the heel of the glove right there. If he comes clean with it, if he's going to get the man at second base. He was sliding, had to get up and then throw, and he could see that Dozier was just about already there.
So that is the 3rd hit of the day for Torii Hunter. And it's 2 on with nobody out here for the Twins in the 9th inning. Here's Joe Mauer. Mauer has fouled out to third, reached on an error, grounded out to second, and then in the 7th inning was intentionally walked. A little bit low for ball one. 0 for 4 against Uehara. 2 strikeouts for Mauer. Strike called on that outside corner.
Keeping the ball away from Joe Mauer as you see Swihart set up outside and picking up that outside corner.
Bunt bid, and it is dropped down. Swihart goes to third, and it gets through Sandoval. From third base comes Dozier. He'll score the go-ahead run, as moving up to third base is Hunter. They had Dozier at third base. Swihart throwing it low, and it gets by Sandoval.
Yeah, we're going to see. We'll see if this throw is too low to be handled or if it's going to be an error on Sandoval at third base. It was a surprise that Mauer bunted. And it's right in front of home plate. There's the throw, and it looks like it could have been handled by Sandoval. Right through the wickets. And with that, the run scores, and the Twins have the lead.
And they have first and third with nobody out in the process. John Farrell out to talk here. Talking to everybody as a group. So fielder's choice on the play for Mauer to reach. Error charge to Sandoval at third base. So that is the second miscue, as you see Craig Breslow warming in the pen, but they charge Sandoval with his second error of the game.
I think it's the right call, too, because you see the ball. I mean, it didn't bounce. And it just gets underneath the glove of Sandoval. So he's had a rough day down there at third base.
Infield in here for the Red Sox as a grounder foul by Trevor Plouffe. So for the Red Sox, that is their third error of the day, two going to Sandoval. Game, the Red Sox had a 4-0 advantage in. They now trail 5-4 in the ninth. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, top of the Red Sox order, Pedroia, Ramirez, Ortiz. Anybody gets on, Napoli will have a chance. So they have the right people coming up, but not out of this inning yet. First and third, nobody out for the Twins, and a run in.
Now they're in a whole lot of trouble here. First and third, as you mentioned, Don, and still nobody out.
Eddie Rosario waiting on deck. Fouled back, and it's 1-2. Walking counterclockwise around the mound is Uehara right now, taking a lot of time. High drive, but foul. Out ahead of that was Plouffe.
Uehara coming inside, and Trevor Plouffe out in front of that one, hitting it hard but foul.
And fouls it straight back this time. Still 1-2.
Red Sox bring that infield in, of course, down by 1 run and nobody out, man, at third base. And any ground ball to the infield, you got to check that runner at third. If he doesn't go, it's going to be about impossible to get a double play. You've got to go to first base to get the out.
Two and two. Ball 3, full count. So used to Uehara working very quickly, taking a long time in between pitches, walking around and trying to find his way out of this mess.
See if they send Mauer at first base now on the 3-2 count.
Mauer not going, and a foul at the plate. Barely getting a piece was Plouffe.
Right in the middle of the chest for Blake Swihart.
Throw to first, and Mauer diving back. Seemed to surprise him on that check at first base. Plouffe fouls it back again. He'll see a 10th pitch in this at bat. Line down the left field line, foul. Back into the seats. Plouffe has had some pretty good hacks in this at bat.
Yeah, very long at bat, fouling off fastballs, fouling off split-fingered fastballs. That's the splitter that time, and Plouffe lining it hard into foul territory.
Pitch 11 of the at bat coming up. And it is to left field. Hanley Ramirez started in, now goes back. It's going to be up over his head. From third comes Torrey Hunter to score. Mauer goes to second, and the Twins add to their lead on top 6-4. Trevor Plouffe in an 11-pitch at bat. It's a long single to left field and adds to the Twins' lead.
Yeah, a real good at bat right there by Trevor Plouffe, and yeah, he was pretty much on everything that Uehara was throwing up there. They tried to go away from him with the splitter. Instead, it stays pretty much out over. And Trevor Plouffe up over the head quickly of Hanley Ramirez. Couple of steps to the left first, then back, and not in time to be able to make a play on that. Run's going to score if he catches it. Run scores anyway.
Well, no outs recorded for Uehara, and almost his longest outing of the year pitch-wise. 22 pitches in that outing. Longest he's had is a 23-pitch outing, and he leaves this game having not gotten it out and has allowed 3 hits and so far 2 runs in this inning as he departs and Craig Breslow comes in. So 2 runs so far for Minnesota in the top half of the 9th inning. We'll take a look at the Toyota play of the game, and it turns out to be the error on Sandoval and the bunt by Mauer in this inning.
Yeah, you know, when you look at that play right there, obviously the ball getting underneath the glove of Sandoval. I'm not sure that Mauer was sacrificing. It looked like he might have been bunting for a base hit. It was a very strange play. And then the ball not handled by Pablo Sandoval at third base, and that gave him the go-ahead run. They've since added one, so now a 2-run lead, 6-4, and still nobody out in the inning.
Twins with runners at first and second, and now Uehara can only be a spectator as Craig Breslow into the game here for Boston. Breslow is the 6th pitcher used by the Red Sox in this game. His 18th appearance, got a record of 4.22 earned run average, 18 strikeouts to 9 walks, and opponents hitting at .287 against Breslow. Last time we saw Breslow gave up 2 runs in an inning on Friday night at Texas, so it's been a while. He's allowed runs in 4 of his last 5 appearances, 5 earned runs in 5 1/3 for Breslow. So it'll be first and second with nobody out. Eddie Rosario coming up. John Farrell's Red Sox had a 4-0 lead in this game, but now trail 6-4 in the 9th.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a nice, easy day for the Red Sox as they built up that 4-run lead. Had a couple of home runs involved, Pedroia, Swihart, and well, the second half of this game has been all Minnesota.
Eddie Rosario coming up 0 for 4 in the game. Has struck out twice, fly to left, and grounded out. Coming in on the corners here are the Red Sox, anticipating a bunt. Rosario's not bunting, he's swinging, and he pops it up in the infield. Infield fly rule in effect as Bogaerts makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So 1 out, and it brings up Eduardo Escobar. He is grounded to short, popped to short, reached on a 2-base error, one of 2 errors made in this game by Sandoval, and struck out swinging. In there for strike one. Escobar asks for time. Breslow taking a long time in between pitches. Ball and a strike now to Escobar. Suzuki waiting on decks, had a big day today, been on base 4 times, 3 hits. And an RBI single that tied the game 4-4 at the time. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Cut fastball that time from Breslow, keeping it down and pretty much out of the strike zone, but Escobar chasing it. Trying to keep that ball down, trying to get a ground ball, trying to get a double play.
High drive, deep left field. If it stays fair, it could be gone. It's down the line, and it is a foul ball. Very close for Escobar. Thought he might have had it.
Well, that was tough for us to tell from this angle whether it was fair or foul. Escobar watching all the way down the line to see if it stays fair. Looked a little bit like Fisk on that, except without the jump.
Straightens it out and sends it to deep left field and off the wall. Mauer coming around from second base. Throw goes to third and it gets away. It's backed up by Swihart. Another run in for Minnesota. The Twins take a 7-4 lead. So a double for Escobar and an RBI double at that.
Now Escobar just missed hitting a home run, so instead he goes off the left field wall to hit a double. First hit of the day for Escobar, picks up his 20th RBI of the season.
Now the infield coming in all the way around for the Red Sox.
Now they're going to walk Suzuki, put him on first base.
This will be his second walk of the day, 5th time he's been on base. He'll take their chances with Shane Robinson. All the runs so far charged to the Red Sox closer, Koji Uehara, who is still responsible for Plouffe, who is at third base. That was the last batter he faced. So bases now loaded for the Minnesota Twins, with 1 out in the inning and Shane Robinson coming up. Robinson today has reached on a fielder's choice, fouled out, another fielder's choice, and a walk. On base 3 times without the benefit of a base hit. Fly ball right center field, sending Mookie Betts back. Certainly deep enough as he makes the catch, tagging at third base and scoring is Trevor Plouffe. He will score, and the Twins take an 8-4 lead. On the play, tagging up was Escobar, and he moved over to third base. So a 4-run top of the 9th inning so far for Minnesota.
Well, situational hitting there by Robinson. Bases loaded, kept the ball off the ground, stayed away from the double play, gets it in the air deep enough to get a run home, and a huge inning here for the Minnesota Twins.
First and third now for Minnesota. 2 outs in the inning. Aaron Hicks will take ball 1. Hicks out of the 9th spot. 1 for 4 in the game. Single and a stolen base back in the 7th inning. 9th member of the Twins to bat here in the 9th inning. So for Uehara, ends up being plus innings, no outs, 3 hits, 4 runs, 2 are earned. Not walk anybody and did not strike anybody out. Threw 22 pitches in his outing. Coming in a tie game at home. Fouled off to the right, out of play, 2-1. Now a fly ball to center field, and this should do it as over from center comes Betts right in front of Castillo to make the catch to end the 9th inning. But a 4-run inning for the Twins. They lead it 8-4.
Bottom of the 9th at Fenway, and it's been a sloppy afternoon to say the least for the Red Sox. Errors, base running mistakes, you name it. It's been in this ball game today for Boston. Hanley Ramirez running into an out, in scoring position at second base. Napoli being waved home, out by a great distance at home plate, and in a game that the Red Sox had a 4-0 lead in, it has been all Minnesota with some help in the second half of this game.
No longer a safe situation, but they do bring their closer in anyway. He's got 20 saves and 20 opportunities in Glenn Perkins. He's been extremely impressive, and he comes in here facing the top of the Red Sox order. Dustin Pedroia leading it off. Red Sox dealing now with a 4-run deficit. And a ground ball to shortstop, Escobar, for the first out of the 9th. One down for Hanley Ramirez. Hanley will take ball 1. 2 hits today, single in the 2nd, single in the 7th. Red Sox are out hitting the Twins in this game, 12-11, but trail 8-4. There's a strike, and it evens at 1-1. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Rally caps on here at Fenway Park. A lot of work to do for the Red Sox, trailing by 4 runs in the ninth. Koji Uehara charged with 4 runs, 2 earned, and on the hook right now. Late swing and a foul into the seats. As Hanley talking to himself. David Ortiz on deck with 1 out here in the 9th inning. We get that far, Napoli will have a chance. On the ground to third, Trevor Plouffe plays the high hop. And Hanley Ramirez is out number 2 of the 9th inning. 2 up, 2 down. David Ortiz coming up.
You saw Hanley Ramirez talking to himself after a swing, and this game will make you do that. And especially the way the things are going for the Red Sox right now.
David Ortiz fouls it off to the left. Oh for 4 day today for David. Close pitch called a ball, 1-1. Twins shifting here on the right side with 2 down in the 9th inning. And Ortiz grounds it up the middle, but Escobar, the shortstop, is right there, and that is the ball game. The end of a very frustrating day for the Red Sox, and an ugly day for the Red Sox as they lose this one 8-4, a game in which they had a 4-0 lead, but the Twins able to win this game and gain a split of the 4-game series as the Red Sox drop this one a final of 8-4. And Tom Caron, this one was not pretty today for the Red Sox.